Are you a GIS student wondering how to turn your degree into a real career? I have worked in this field for over 25 years, and I have learned that the most successful professionals do not just follow tools, they lead with ideas. It is often said that ideas drive research while tools and methods enable it. This is the most important lesson I have learned in my career. Tools like GIS software, GeoAI, and high resolution satellite imagery are incredibly powerful, but on their own, they are just that tools. Meaningful geospatial work begins with a clear idea, a problem driven approach, and a vision for real world impact. As geospatial professionals, we need to move beyond simply following tools and instead lead with ideas. Our tools should serve as the instruments for innovation, not as distraction from it. This slide reflects exactly that. It shows how our local problems, when combined with the right scientific tools, can lead to solutions that have both national and global impact. Let's start with agriculture. The problem is a local one, improving crop yields in, for example, Punjab. This is a critical issue for our nation's food security. The tools we use include remote sensing from satellites like Sentinel-2 and Landsat, along with GIS crop modeling and even drones. By applying these tools, we can perform something called NDVI analysis to detect crop stress early. This gives us a real solution. We can provide farmers with actionable insights to optimize their irrigation and fertilizer use. This contributes to Pakistan's Vision 2025 for food security and helps achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of zero hunger. Next, a very relatable urban problem, reducing traffic congestion in one of the urban areas, for example, in Multan. Nobody likes sitting in traffic. So we tackle this with tools like GPS tracking, traffic flow simulation, and web mapping dashboards. The solution is better traffic management for the entire city, which reduces travel time, saves fuel, and lowers carbon emissions. This contributes to global goals like SDG 11 for sustainable cities and SDG 13 for climate action. Finally, let's look at disaster management. The problem is simple but critical. How do we prepare for floods along our major rivers? The tools we use are scientific, flood hazard modeling, digital elevation model analysis, and GIS layers for the overlay analysis. We combine these with historical rainfall data to predict where the risk is highest. The solution is an informed disaster preparedness plan. This helps organizations like NDMA identify high risk areas so they can plan evacuations and save lives, aligning with both our national disaster plan and the other internationals. These examples show that your work as a geospatial professional is not just about using softwares, it is about applying your knowledge to create tangible change. What does leading with ideas? actually look like, let's take a raw data set like a simple building footprint and see how can turn it into a powerful tool for research and real-world impact. We can start with a basic problem. How can we understand a city's growth and needs at a micro level? First, we don't we do not need to start from scratch. We can use freely available data sets like Google Open Buildings and Microsoft Building datasets for the footprints. And these are the simple shapes, just polygons outlining building, and they are the foundation of our work. This is where we add value using remote sensing and GIS. We can enrich these simple shapes with critical information. For example, we can use machine learning on satellite imagery to classify a building as residential, commercial, industrial, or we can use LiDAR or historical imagery to determine its height and age. So now we make the data smart, and we can use a special join to attach administrative boundaries like a district, union council, or even a local community name to each building. This gives us a powerful new layer that we can analyze. The final step is data management. We clean, standardize, and integrate all these different pieces of information: the building shapes, its types, height, and location context into one single analysis ready layer. This one layer is now a powerful asset. This single layer created from a basic idea and some open source data is now a critical tool with infinite applications. It helps us with disaster risk management. We can assess damage after an earthquake or flood and then estimate the affected population. Urban planning, we can analyze how accessible public transport, schools, and healthcare facilities are. And in case of public health, we can guesstimate population density for disease spread models or vaccination campaigns. Social development, we can identify underserved areas that need new infrastructure projects. So the climate change, we can model urban heat islands or calculate the solar potential on rooftops to promote renewable energy. This process demonstrates how hands-on experience in remote sensing, spatial analysis, and data science helps you turn raw data into actionable insights that create real impact. Let me share a little from my own experience. This is when I first started working with geospatial technologies. I didn't imagine how far it will take me. Over the years, I have had the chance to work on projects that range from mapping healthcare access for rural communities to supporting disaster risk reduction efforts in different countries. And in every case, I saw how powerful this work can be. I also learned a few lessons that I want to share with you, lessons that I believe are even more important than the tools themselves. Stay cautious. This is a field where tools and methods evolve quickly. 10 years ago, drones were rare. Today, they are essential. Tomorrow, artificial intelligence will take things even further. The technology will always change, so if you stay curious and keep learning, you will never fall behind. Your education is just the beginning. The number two, think beyond boundaries. Remote sensing and GIS are not limited to geography. They connect with agriculture, health, engineering, social sciences, and more. The more you explore beyond your comfort zone and combine your skills with other disciplines, the stronger you will become. You can be a GIS expert in any field that interests you. The last piece, believe in yourself. There will be times when tools seems complex or when data looks overwhelming. But if you hold on to your self-belief and persistence, you will always find a way forward. Every expert in this field started exactly where you are today. A few years ago, a group of young GIS analysts worked on a project mapping hospital access in underserved areas. Their maps ended up guiding government investment in new clinics. Imagine that. Their classroom learning directly shaped policies that saved lives. That is the kind of impact you can have. I want to leave you with four practical steps you can take starting right now. Read a research paper a week. Find one research paper a week in a field you have passionate about, whether it's agriculture, urban planning, disaster management. This will expose you to new ideas, problems, and methods you might not learn in a textbook. It is the best way to understand the edge cutting of our field. Number two, contact a professor or mentor on a regular basis. Your professor have a wealth of knowledge and connections. Do not be afraid to reach out to them. Ask if they have any ongoing research projects that you could assist with, even in a small way. This is how you gain hands on experience and get your name on a paper. Number three, find a research group or network. Connect with other students and professionals. Join local GIS communities, online forums, or professional organizations. Networking is how you learn about job opportunities and finding collaborators who can help you grow. And the last one is work on a personal project. Do not wait for a class assignment. Find a problem you are interested in and use your skills to solve it. Create a map, build a simple web dashboard, or analyze some open source data. This not only builds your portfolio, but also demonstrates your passion to future employers. In every field, there are professionals who follow the tools, and there are those who innovate and lead. My hope is that you will be the latter. Thank you, and I wish you all the best.